There's nothing more rewarding than beating a difficult challenge in a game and getting an achievement for it. The thrill of seeing that little pop-up appear on your screen is so great. In fact, some people even decide to become achievement hunters and dedicate all their free time to getting every single one. But in truth, not every achievement is a badge of honor. As satisfying as it is to fill up your game library with 100% completions, you may want to avoid some perfect scores just to spare yourself the ridicule of your online buddies. If you don't want to be labeled a creep, a monster, or simply a terrible person, stay clear of the following. I'm Jess from WhatCulture, and here are 10 video game achievements you don't want on your profile. Number 10. Our Little Secret. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. It is the ancient and unspoken law of nature that outdoing someone in a game immediately grants you ultimate bragging rights. The pharaohs of Egypt probably did it after beating someone at and so we do when we beat a game on its highest difficulty setting. But what if you cheated along the way? Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, like many other titles out there, allows the player to adjust the difficulty setting mid-game. However, unlike most titles, it won't let you do it without insulting your ego first. If you think you can get away with lowering the difficulty before a particularly hard fight and then switching back, The Forgotten Sands will put you in your place by giving you an achievement for it. It's called Our Little Secret, but in this case, our might as well mean everybody checking out your profile. The achievement is a dead giveaway to your friends that you had to manipulate and encounter for one reason or another. Maybe it would have been better to stick to the lower difficulties from the get-go. Number 9. Burgle, burgle, burgle. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. No one likes a thief, especially when they steal all the credit for your hard work. This is why Call of Duty Advanced Warfare has created a special achievement for anyone who likes to steal kills from other players. Called Burgle, 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 the achievement can only be obtained by stealing 10 kills from another player in the zombie outbreak mode. The number of kills seems to be perfectly calculated to punish those who really can't help themselves but go out of their way to burglarize their teammates' accomplishments. Of course, some people might have just tried to get the achievement by working together with friends, but if someone acquires it and their profile lacks any acquaintances with Advanced Warfare in their library, then it's a dead giveaway as to what kind of player they are. If you don't want people to leave matches with you, then try not to get this achievement. Otherwise, you'll need some friends to fill in for random bouts, and those are hard to come by when you're a filthy little thief. Number 8. Bad Loser. FIFA 10. FIFA 10 is another brilliant example of how a game can monitor its community through achievements. The game brands all of its sore quitters with its special, aptly named achievement called Bad Loser. If an angry opponent has ever cost you a glorious moment of victory by quitting halfway through a match, FIFA 10 has you covered. The game punishes early quitters by giving them the Bad Loser achievement after quitting at least 5 matches when they were losing. If they thought they could escape humiliation at your hands, they have a whole other parade of shame to worry about. The achievement is a secret, so when the game first came out, only true bad sports got it. Nowadays, if someone browses through your list of achievements and finds a 2009 Bad Loser on there, they can immediately tell you have zero sportsmanship or skills. That's why it's important to learn how to lose with grace. Number 7. What are you doing? Nier Automata. Nier Automata's grossest achievement is called What Are You Doing? And like its lollipop chainsaw counterpart that we'll get to, you get it by looking up the main character's skirt. The difference? Well, you have to do it at least 10 separate times. 10 times! That's something you can't excuse with a simple, "that was an accident." You have to be really dedicated or really desperate for a peek at a fictional character's undergarments to end up with this achievement plaguing your list of accomplishments. Again, keep in mind that each attempt to look up 2B's skirt causes her to cover herself up and judge you for it. So it's not like you didn't get enough warning that it's just not an okay thing to do. Number 6. Need glasses? The Bourne Conspiracy. One huge perk of single-player titles is that no matter how bad you are, most of your slip-ups remain between you and the game. Well, unless you're playing the Bourne Conspiracy, in which case the developers will make it their solemn duty to let everyone know about your terrible lack of skill. As the title may suggest, in the Bourne Conspiracy you play as Jason Bourne, the secret agent extraordinaire who can kill people by the dozen with just about anything. Obviously, the game is designed to let you follow in Bourne's lethal footsteps, and that's why if you're particularly bad at being an unstoppable killing machine, the game will make fun of you for it. Failing to achieve accuracy of more than 10% on any mission in the game will award you with the Need Glasses achievement. It's a pretty harsh way of letting you know that you probably wouldn't have a bright future working with the Special Forces. Number 5. No Show. Wasteland 3. Failing a tutorial is a pretty humiliating humiliating experience. Failing a tutorial and then getting an achievement for it, on the other hand, is a humiliating experience that you will never be able to live down. For this reason, you should really try to give it your best when you attempt to complete Wasteland 3's introductory stage. The game will actually punish you by showing you an alternate ending where the death of your rangers dooms their organization to a gruesome end. And as a cherry on top, it'll throw in a commemorative achievement. The name No Show is the perfect double entendre to remind you just how badly you messed up. Of course, you could always pretend you got it on purpose, but if this is the first achievement you get in the game, your chances of convincing your friends are looking very slim. Number 4, spent 15 hours at the Alien Strip Club, high on life. The blabby meta-humor of High on Life may not be everyone's cup of tea, but even if you don't appreciate the game's comedy, you have to give its development team credit for being able to absolutely humiliate their player base. During the boss fight with Nipulon, one of your character's bounties in the game, the alien tries to intimidate you by breaking the fourth wall. He talks about your gaming habits, attempts to do a Psycho Mantis thing, and most importantly, he gives you a fake achievement for spending 15 hours at an alien strip club. The developers knew exactly what they were doing with this, as Nipulon even mentions himself that the achievement is permanent, and all your friends will be able to see it without any context whatsoever. They even calculated how long it would take an average player to reach Nipulon, so it would look as though you'd spent all your playtime hanging out in a strip club full of scantily clad aliens. That's why you don't mess with game developers. Number 3, I swear I did it by mistake, Lollipop Chainsaw. Just having Lollipop Chainsaw in your game library is probably enough to make some of your friends raise their eyebrows. After all, for all of its awesome gameplay and tongue-in-cheek humor, on a surface level, it is a game about a high school cheerleader decapitating zombies with a chainsaw. However, even if your social circle was understanding enough not to question the game's theme, it certainly wouldn't get over an achievement you can get for looking up the main character's skirt. Yep, there's an achievement for just that. Just in case Juliet's angry expression and her trying to cover up her behind weren't enough to shame you, the game also rewards you for peeping on your character with a note that all of your online friends will be able to see. And if you thought you could get away with it by making an excuse, the achievement has already called you out on your BS, as it's literally called, I swear I did it by mistake. The funniest thing about all this is that technically you can get this achievement right out the gate, so be careful not to make it your first. Number 2, Purple Heart. Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 is another example of a game laughing at its players' failures. However, compared to other similar titles on this list, it does so in a much more subtle and cruel way. Players who manage to fail the same mission 20 times in a row are awarded a Purple Heart. Not an actual Purple Heart, obviously, but rather an achievement that uses the name to sarcastically laugh at your pathetic attempts at beating the story. The joke is perfectly set up to make you feel exponentially more mad at your failures. It's almost as if the developers were taking mercy on you after seeing you lose time and time again, and then decided to give you an undeserved consolation prize. Well, the real consolation here is at least no one will question your Purple Heart achievement when looking at your profile. That is, unless they read its description and find out what you got it for. Number 1, pitch in a tent. Halo 4. Camping is one of the oldest and dirtiest tricks in the FPS book. It's a cheap tactic for racking up kills without having to do too much of anything. That's why it's so satisfying to see people get exposed for it in Halo 4. The game's multiplayer mode includes a special achievement that's awarded to those who rely on camping. If you hide in one location for at least 60 full seconds without dying, the game will call you out with an achievement called Pitch in a Tent. Just as the name alone is a masterclass in trolling, what's even better is that the achievement's description doesn't beat around the bush either. It directly calls your hiding attempts camping to make sure everyone knows what you're up to. All this said, however, if you don't want to get this achievement, you should be careful not to go on a longer break during matchmaking. If you're away from your console for too long, the game can still count your character standing as camping. That's a stain on any FPS gamer's honor that they won't wash away easily. That's the end of our list, but let me know if you know of any other video game achievements you don't want on your profile, or if you have any video game achievements you wish weren't on your profile. As always, I've been Jess from WhatCulture. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you like, you can come say hi to me on my Twitter account where I'm at Jess McDonald, but make sure you stay tuned to us here for plenty more gaming goodness. Thank you.